Hey guys, this is Angela from Engineering Ethics from Professor Estrada's class. This is my video essay for Lesson 9, so welcome. Please enjoy the following video. All of my work is completely and honestly my own. Anything that I used, I cited it in the slide, and I used a bunch of different sources, so every slide has the source at the bottom. So let's begin. So what I'm going to talk to you guys about today is our current environmental crisis, which is the climate change. And our temperatures all over the world keep getting higher. We have more droughts, we have more heat waves. According to NASA, hurricanes will actually become stronger and more intense as a cause of the climate change. Also, sea levels will rise about 1 to 4 feet by the year 2100, and also the Arctic is likely to melt and become ice-free, which is why we need to do something about it. So what exactly causes climate change? Well, according to NASA, one of the main reasons of climate change is the expansion of the greenhouse effect. So basically the greenhouse effect acts as like a blanket over the earth, and it makes it hard for the heat to escape. Now, what's causing the heat not to escape? It's the gases that are being released by burning fossil fuels, by pollution, and just other environmental factors that we are contributing to. So the gases that are trapped in the Earth's atmosphere include carbon monoxide, methane, carbon dioxide, and other poisonous gases. So where do these gases come from? In 2013, the United States Department of Energy released the following graph illustrating where the most greenhouse gas emissions come from. Carbon dioxide is the main greenhouse gas, and it is mainly carbon dioxide comes from the burning of fossil fuels, solid waste, wood, and other chemical reactions. The 5 major fuel-consuming sectors contributing to CO2 emissions are electricity generation, transportation, industrial, residential, and commercial. So the big question is climate change reversible? Big question of the day. Is climate change reversible? No, unfortunately it is not. There is a big misconception that if we stopped our carbon emissions that everything would go back to normal and the weather would be fine, but that is not the case. As carbon dioxide emissions continue to rise, the world will experience more long-term environmental effects. According to Susan Solomon, one of the world's leading climate scientists, the damage will persist even when the emissions are brought under control. Essentially, the irreversible change that will last for more than 1,000 years. So NPR News interviewed Michael Oppenheimer of Princeton University about how to make changes, and he says, it really is a political decision because there's more at issue than just science. It's the issue of what science says plus what's feasible to do politically. So government really has a big responsibility on what we have to do. Government is pretty much our leader, and we follow in their footsteps. Let's shift our focus onto what we can do to contribute to the solution. Okay, as a government entity, government stands to protect our safety and more recently has established laws and regulations to protect our environments. This is awesome. So the government has to play a role in deciding what bills or laws are passed in order to protect our environment. Just last year, President Obama supported the EPA's carbon emission initiative, which limits the amount of gases from power plants. This is an effort to reduce the pollution and create awareness of our current climate change problem. The U.S. Congress has also met on January 6, 2016 to discuss natural gas, carbon emissions, EPA regulations, energy efficiency, and much more. As citizens, we look to our government to make actions that will benefit our health and also the safety of our future generations. So what can we do to promote and practice good sustainable plans? As individuals and a community, we have a responsibility, and there are some measures that we can take to reduce spending and use efficient plans to avoid creating more pollution or environmental waste. And these are: we can avoid or discourage homes being built in floodplains. Homes in prairie country should have tornado shelter. Buildings and structures should be built to withstand earthquakes and strong winds. Strengthen the utilities to get water to fight off forest fires. We could create dams, dikes, avalanche barriers, and breakwaters. We could create safe exits like escape routes, emergency exits, emergency medical clinics for natural disasters, and so much more. As future engineers, we have a responsibility too. The American Society of Civil Engineers introduced the following code to their standards in 1997. Engineers shall hold paramount the safety, health, and welfare of the public and shall strive to comply with the principles or sustainable development in the performance of their professional duties. So the main goal of sustainable development is to meet the needs and the standards of a project without endangering natural systems of that environment, and also without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Engineers should also be encouraged to work with an eco-friendly approach. Sustainability is what engineers must work towards. Here are some strategies to move forward. We can explore and study aerosol injection as a counterbalance for the climate rising and the possible drought effects after. As an individual, I can ask my local government to adopt values from the Green Mantle Initiative that promotes good sustainable practices and can reduce carbon emissions in my own town. Engineers need to follow their professional duties and perform quality assurance checks on their product to avoid a possible disaster. A good example to learn from is the BP Deepwater Horizon spill, as the engineers did not perform safety and maintenance checks as they should have, and the result was absolutely catastrophic to the environment. Government should also lead by example and create more laws like the Clean Power Bill by President Obama and the EPA. Well, that's all I have for you today, guys. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please comment below. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your comments, and if anyone disagrees with any of my statements, let's have a good debate. Thank you so much.